Hi, welcome back to the Chaos Chamber and to this edition of Sigil of the Week. I'm going to do a number sigil today based on the statement, I know what I want. I thought that the statement is quite a generally useful one because I think it's probably the most difficult question to answer. What do I want? Because people think they want a lot of things. So this will help you sort of speak to your unconscious directly and get an answer to that question. So the first thing we need to do, as we normally do with everything, is get rid of the vowels. Once again, we get rid of the... Have I missed any? No. We get rid of the vowels to reduce the quantity of letters that we're working with, because otherwise you just end up with a mess. And also in Hebrew, there's no vowels. So it kind of follows that down that magical tradition, I suppose. Although that, you know, you don't have to do that. And then we're going to get rid of the duplicate consonants until we're left with K, N, W, H, T. There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use, so we're going to make a gematria sigil, basically. We're going to use, in my book, The Sigil Secret, on page 89. So the page 89 onwards is about alternative methods, and we have a Pythagorean table that I like to use for making these sigils. We have Agrippean tables, classical tables, all kinds of different things to make different letter and number sigils, and you can see them in the book. So we have lots of variations of them. So we're going to use the Pythagorean table, and we're going to convert these letters into numbers. So as you can see from the table there, the letter K is equal to the number 2. N is equal to the number 5. W is equal to the number 5. Oh, that's easy. There we go. H is equal to number 8. And T is equal to number 2. There's got a lot of repetition there. So when I am making number sigils, so we have a number sequence there, I don't get rid of the extra numbers. Otherwise you sort of end up, because we'd have 2, 5 and 8, and it's not enough to work with. So I generally would keep all of them in, and I'll start with the number 2, 5, like that, and then another 5 here, and then I'm going to have an 8 going there, and then an 8. I think I'll draw, yeah, there we are, look at that. Oh, that was easy. I quite like that. Nice and simple. So that's a number sigil based on that simple statement of intent. Let's do something different. Let's start in the middle and go this way, then this way. So we're going to do 5. Now sometimes you'll notice I keep my pen on the page. Sometimes you'll notice I sort of take it off in between, depending on what I'm doing. And I'm extending bits of the numbers as I'm going. So let's make the 5 really obvious, and then see if we can hide it. Yeah, there we go, 2, like that. So these have got little sticky out bits, so I'm going to put lines and circles on them. So these have a slightly more rounded quality than, certainly for me, than the letter sigils. If I had to pick one to work with, I think I'm leaning towards this one actually. So I'm going to edit this one down to something simpler. And again, you don't have to do this. It's just if it's a bit too numbery looking, I suppose. So I think I'm going to I like this bit of it. So I'm going to keep the sort of circle here up. And that. It looks a bit like a musical note, actually. There we are. I'm not sure if that's better or not. It's definitely simpler. Maybe I'll keep that. There we are. That's a bit better. So, and again, you don't have to use sort of the latest version every time. I would actually use that one over that one. If I had to pick out of the three, that's the one I would use, because it's the one I like the look of the best. So there we go. There's two number sigils, one working from left to right, one working from the middle outwards, and then an edited version of the first one. Again, it doesn't matter which order you put them in. The idea is so what you're doing is creating psychological and emotional distance from the original statement, so that your unconscious recognizes what it means, but your conscious can't remember it. So if you've enjoyed that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode, where we will be doing a planetary sigil of this statement.